Hey everyone, Buddha here, gonna bring you the second game from the third round of this best of 3 series from the Gamecom Open tournament. And this game features our hero player Kenshin, who actually sent me this replay in. This is from the third round, and in the last game actually we saw that sofuix did do quite a few mistakes, so I will be concentrating on sofuix here. Maybe turn this cast into maybe a slight coaching session for sofuix, because I feel like this matchup is actually not very close. Kenshin does clearly have the advantage in this matchup, so we will concentrate on sofuix and see what he can do to make actually his build better, to get that APM going, to basically win against higher level players, because I really feel like sofuix, with a few minor adjustments, he could actually get to easily higher gold levels or platinum. Right now, my guess is he's either in the bronze or silver league. And sofuix, if you do watch these videos eventually, you can confirm that. I like that he's spamming his APM away. You can see that he has quite a high APM for a relatively low level player. That is great. It will eventually get your APM higher in the later games. You can actually see he is going for a 10 pool, so he will try and do some kind of aggressive build here. I don't mind this, but against Terran you might want to actually send your drone here to actually try and block off the wall, so that when your lings come in, they will have free access, because right now the 10 pool won't actually do anything unless you are going for a Baneling bust right after this. So sofuix, against the Terran player, you usually go for a 14 gas, 14 pool, as you did last game. If you are going for a 10 pool, make sure to prevent that wall from going up by either sending 1 or 2 drones to just leave them in the front of the base, so that no supply depot can be built. Now he is at 16 supply. This is when your overlord should be starting, and now that your queen, that last drone should actually have been a queen. That way you can get your larva inject very soon and get that second base as soon as you can, and kill that scouting SCV, because you really need to get rid of him before you do anything. Double gas now going up very fast for sofuix. And I actually went through this yesterday in one of my coaching sessions. Oh, it was just an extractor trick to start that queen, so that is fine actually. So never mind what I just said. That gas will be useful to get some early speed, not using that pet 10 pool at all. So if you're gonna go for a 10 pool, you actually need to make a few links just to get map control and try to harass this and try to actually run in when he lifts off the barracks would be great. If you're not gonna go for early aggression, might as well just go for a 14 gas, 14 pool. You will be exactly or pretty much at the exact same spot you are right now, except with a slightly better economy. Right now you see sofuix has a lot of money. He could go for an expansion right now. You do have the money for it. If you have the money for an expansion, why not go for it? Because right now that money is just gonna go to waste. If plotting down 2 spine crawlers, this could be avoided actually if you have a ling right here or at the watchtower. That way, if you spot the push early on, say you spot a few 6 or 7 marines going down the ramp here with your early ling, that is when you can plot down these 2 spine crawlers, and by the time they get to your base, you will actually have those spine crawlers up and functional, and that will save you 300 minerals in case that he doesn't push. And 300 minerals at this point is basically an expansion, so never something you want to do as a Zerg player. Plot down spine crawlers for absolutely no reason. Right now we should actually see a lot of drones being produced instead of lings. 10 lings might be useful. I like this little Reaper harass by Kenshin, but this queen is enough to actually thwart away that Reaper, so this Reaper won't do anything. These 10 lings right now won't do much. You can now just get your speed. If you mine 1 more round of gas, you would have enough for speed. Unfortunately, there is only 96 gas right now, so sofuix should really get that extra 1 gas. He has a lot of money, so he could actually keep mining for quite a while. I think he just took guys off gas because that Reaper was there harassing. Now just starting gas again, you could actually get metabolic boost right now. There it goes. That Roach Warren will be useful against Reapers, but really you need a Ling up here to scout what your opponent is doing. Or else, well, you don't know if you're safe or not to expand, and really that expansion should have been up and running by now. And sofuix, and that is really what you can do in the early game to get yourself ahead. At that point, with that expansion, with an extra queen right now, you would be looking good with a lot more harvesters. Remember, you want about 25 harvesters per base. Right now you have 23. At the 7-minute mark you should have well over 30 harvesters, and these crawlers are quite useless right now. Remember, you can avoid these crawlers if you know what your opponent is doing. So with good scouting, if you can't get your scout, if you can't scout your opponent, you should get these spore crawlers and spine crawlers. But since you could easily scout the front of the base with a few lings, or just sack an overlord, or as you are not doing, you could easily avoid building these spine crawlers. They should be moved down at the bottom of the ramp. Right now this is overkill on the spine crawlers. These could all be drones, as well as these larvae. You can see again, as it was in the last game, there are 7 unused larvae here. Why are you only using 5? You could actually spend all your money on a larva at this point. And that is basically why you want 2 bases. You can't get that money too far up. One drop trying to get in to happen in the main, being intercepted. So nice reflexes by sofuix. With those overlords spawning, he did manage to thwart that, and that drop did little to no damage. He will try and drop once again, but these roaches are in position. A lot of spine crawlers there. One spore crawlers in the map, back of the base also. He will be very safe against any kind of harass. So if these roaches could just move up, he will be able to just kill this drop. That queen should go back in range of those spore crawlers to kill the banshees. These banshees won't do any damage because there are a lot of spore crawlers everywhere in the map. 2 spine crawlers going in the back of the expansion. I don't necessarily like this because there are a lot of spine crawlers, especially these 2 could actually be moved up at the expansion, because these ones will not do anything for the rest of the game. I almost guarantee it. Spine crawler and spore crawler being thrown up here, gonna thwart away the banshees. 2 banshees will be able to kill one, but that second one is in range. The queen should be able to kill one, or even the second banshee. She should actually micro back a bit. 2 mules being dropped down to save 1 banshee. So that is one little blunder by Kenshin. You should actually move your banshee back instead of repairing it. These 2 mules basically just cost you 600 minerals. That is a lot of minerals. You could have actually saved them with that medevac. That is a lot of minerals. Remember, 600 minerals. Right now, you can see both players are very high up in the mineral count. Don't hesitate to plot down double expansions, especially the Zerg player, sofuix. If you can build your Spire and get some mutas out, you can easily defend that 3rd and 4th base if you do decide. Now, we are at the 13-minute mark and still no lair in production. So sofuix, you really need that lair right now. You have the money for it. Why not just click here and press on L? It takes about 1.5 seconds if you're very slow, and you will have that lair complete when you need it. So remember to try and look at what you want to do in the future. Meanwhile, Kenshin is gonna push up here with a few tanks. I don't believe that sofuix will be able to hold this back. There are way too many tanks and a few marines. These roaches, if they try and run up, they will get shelled by these tanks and just die away. So he will sacrifice this, and there is not much that he can do at this point. This expansion is gonna go down, and Kenshin will win 2-0 in this series. Not much of a surprise, but it was nice to see a 3rd player perspective. These Lings actually going to try and go for a run by with this wall off and a ton of marines here. They will not be able to. These tanks should really siege and start shelling away at these Lings, and that will be game. These Lings are not going to come in. The expansion went down, and expect a GG anytime soon by our Zerg player. He does have a few spine crawlers on the high ground, but with these Vikings there to spot. See, the lair just now starting is quite a problem here by sofuix. So sofuix, try to look ahead and try to see yourself where you want to be in 3 minutes, and try and actually do things that will get you there. So at the 16-minute mark as a Zerg player, I would want to have 3 expansions, my lair up, my infestation pit, maybe even my hive getting produced, and I basically want 75 drones. So try to make your way at that point. And that is where scouting comes in very useful, because you want to know when you need drones and when you need defense. If you don't scout anything fishy by your opponent, if he's not pushing out, you just basically want to produce only drones. And drone up as much as you can. Now expect GG anytime soon, and kenshin, hopefully you will send me the rest of your replays, because I want to follow the progression of your play during the tournament. Round 4 is already very far up in the tournament. I love that you are still, and I don't think he is qualified to make this statement. Sorry, sofuix. Terran is not overpowered. If you get better, you will crush any Terran player, including this one. Don't worry about it. Terrans are not overpowered. If you're not high Grandmaster or not a pro player, I do believe that you're not qualified to make those kind of statements, as skill alone will get, and just common sense will work wonders for you, and you will be able to crush kenshin eventually. Just watch some replays, watch some day 9, get some coaching if you want. Ask your friends, your diamond friends, to coach you, and you will progress very fast and eventually kill these Terran players, no problem. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I will be casting more games today, so watch them.